Krishnamurti's notebook, Madras. 4th. Under the trees it was very quiet. There were so many birds calling, singing, chattering, endlessly restless. The branches were huge, beautifully shaped, polished, smooth, and it was quite startling to see them, and they had a sweep and a grace that brought tears to the eyes and made you wonder at the things of the earth. The earth had nothing more beautiful than the tree, and when it died, it would still be beautiful. Every branch naked, open to the sky, bleached by the sun, and there would be birds resting upon its nakedness. There would be shelter for owls there in that deep hollow, and the bright screeching parrots would nest high up in the hole of that branch. Woodpeckers would come with their red crested feathers striking straight out of their heads to drive in a few holes. Of course, there would be those striped squirrels racing about the branches, ever complaining about something and always curious. Right on the topmost branch there would be a white and red eagle, surveying the land with dignity and alone. There would be many ants, red and black, scurrying up the trees, and others racing down, and their bite would be quite painful. But now the tree was alive, marvelous, and there was plenty of shade, and the blazing sun never touched you. You could sit there by the hour and see and listen to everything that was alive and dead, outside and inside. You cannot see and listen to the outside without wandering on the inside. Really, the outside is the inside, and the inside is the outside, and it is difficult, almost impossible, to separate them. You look at this magnificent tree and you wonder who is watching whom, and presently there is no watcher at all. Everything is so intensely alive, and there is only life, and the watcher is as dead as that leaf. There is no dividing line between the tree, the birds, and that man sitting in the shade, and the earth that is so abundant. Virtue is there without thought, and so there is order. Order is not permanent. It is there only from moment to moment, and that immensity comes with the setting sun, so casually, so freely welcoming. The birds have become silent, for it is getting dark and everything is slowly becoming quiet, ready for the night. The brain, that marvelous, sensitive, alive thing, is utterly still, only watching, listening without a moment of reaction, without recording, without experiencing, only seeing and listening. With that immensity, there is love and destruction, and that destruction is unapproachable strength. These are all words, like that dead tree, a symbol of that which was and it never is. It has gone, moved away from the word. The word is dead, which would never capture that sweeping nothingness. Only out of that immense emptiness is there love, with its innocency. How can the brain be aware of that love? The brain that is so active, crowded, burdened with knowledge, with experience. Everything must be denied for that to be. Habit, however convenient, is destructive of sensitivity. Habit gives the feeling of security, and how can there be alertness, sensitivity, when habit is cultivated? Not that insecurity brings alert awareness. How quickly everything becomes habit. Sorrow as well as pleasure, and then boredom sets in, and that peculiar thing called leisure. After habit, which has been working for 40 years, then you have leisure, or leisure at the end of the day. Habit had its turn, and now it's the turn of leisure, which again turns into habit. Without sensitivity, there is no affection, and that integrity which is not the driven reaction of contradictory existence. The machinery of habit is thought, which is always seeking security, some comforting state from which it will never be disturbed. It is this search for the permanent that denies sensitivity. Being sensitive never hurts. Only those things in which you have taken shelter cause pain. To be totally sensitive is to be wholly alive, and that is love. But thought is very cunning. It will evade the pursuer, which is another thought. Thought cannot pursue another thought. Only the flowering of thought can be seen, listened to, and what flowers in freedom comes to an end, dies without leaving a mark.